Hey fellow Star Citizens, Scrapshed here. In today's episode, I'll be reviewing the latest starter ship, the Drake Cutter, that was just introduced the other day at this year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. The Cutter is now available on the Pledge Store as a starter ship for $45. If you've never played Star Citizen before, you'll need to purchase a starter ship, as this includes the game as well as the ship. Standalone ships can be used as long as you currently own a starter ship. As a standalone ship, you have three options for purchasing the Cutter. First is with cash, and you are a member of the Chairman's Club. This includes the Groundswell paint scheme and lifetime insurance for $40. Or anyone can purchase it with cash, with the standard paint scheme and lifetime insurance, also for $40. If you like to purchase it with store credit or as an upgrade, you can pay $45, only receive the standard paint scheme, and only 10 years of insurance. Okay, let's check out its stats in Urkel.games. Alright, so this is the entry for the Cutter in Urkel.games. And as you can see, weapons-wise, it's a little lacking. I mean, if you don't mind, it comes stock with two bulldogs, so two size 1 weapons, laser repeaters, which you can swap out for pretty much any other size 1 weapon you want. So you can go ballistic if you want. You can do a laser cannon if you want, but yeah, size 1 is kind of lacking. That's unfortunate. Now, if you don't mind dropping the Verpucks, so you don't have gimbals, you can do size 2. Which I guess isn't horrible, but like I said, you lose the gimbal ability, so it's a little harder to hit. So, you could go with, I don't know, whatever the laser repeaters are here. The Badgers, or Attrition 2s, something along those lines. Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, I don't know. It's a little lacking. It's still better than the Aurora MR, but it's kind of lacking. Then missile-wise, you do get 4 size 1 missiles. You could upgrade that if you want. If you want to change out the missile rack, you can get 1 size 2, I believe. Yeah, you can get 1 size 2 missile. So you have either 2 size 2s or 4 size 1s. I'm not sure which is better, but those are your options. And going further down, you have 1 size 1 shield. So I usually go with the FR66, or one of my peeps in my Discord has turned me on to the Palisades. I think they're actually probably a better choice. So, and power plants, of course, you can upgrade that to whatever. I just go all military usually for that sort of thing. Same thing with the coolers, do military. Except for the quantum drive. Quantum drive, I like to use the Atlas. It just seems like a good all-around drive. It's quick, pretty quick. I mean, it's not as fast as obviously the where is it? The Grade A military, the VK00. That's really fast, but it also eats up your Quantanium fuel pretty quick. So it's not good for long distance shots, and that's usually what I'm looking for. I want to go pretty far. Now, interestingly, I think that's it for the components. If we look at the stats here for the ship itself, it's listed as a starter, which is weird. No other ship is listed like this. So I'm assuming they're going to come back and change that to, I don't know, multi-role maybe, and something else. I don't know. But anyway, so it's a size 2 ship with 1 crew member. And 4 SE cargo, which isn't horrible for a starter ship. It's right in the middle between the Pisces and the Avenger Titan. And it does list an inventory capacity, which is interesting because only one of the ships lists an inventory capacity. So the other starter ships don't. But That's fine. Total HP is not bad at 18,600. Then they get the dimensions and the mass. Speed 160. We'll see how that stacks up in a minute, but you know. And then the max, the pitch yaw roll rate is abysmal. It really is. That's bad, and we'll see that again in a minute too when we compare with the other starter ships. This is where it gets interesting. This number and this number make me think this ship was built specifically with probably with Pyro in mind. I've been flying this back and forth between ArcCorp and Microtech, and I am barely touching my QT. I mean, with the Atlas, with my other ships, I had to fill up basically as soon as I make that trip. I had to refuel. I've barely dipped into my quantum fuel capacity with this ship. It's insane. So I really think this ship is built more for when we go to Pyro, just for the amount of distances I understand we'll have to do. So also interestingly, kind of nice, physical damage is minus 10% and energy damage is also 10%. So that's kind of handy. I like that. So now let's take a look. Let's do a comparison between all the starter ships with the cutter. So here's all the starter ships. I only did ones $100 or less. I didn't want to go, because as soon as you cross the $100 threshold, then you're looking at the colorless black, and you're looking at the freelancer. And when I first started playing back at the beginning of the year, I was like, yeah, I saw some videos, thought that looked like it'd be a fun game. I just don't want to sink any money into it if I can help it. And the cheapest ship they had was the Aurora MR for $45, and I was like, I'll blow $45 and find out I hate the game, and that's fine. But I'm not interested in spending, you know, $125 to find out I hate a game. So basically I kept this at $100 or less. And I also excluded out any ships that were really not multi-role at all. Like, for instance, the Arrow is, I think it's $90. But you really can only do bounties, and that's it. You can't do... you know, you just can't do anything. I mean, I guess you could use it to fly to bunker missions, but you definitely can't do box missions or any cargo at all. So I kind of limited to that. So I did reduce my list down a little bit, but I think this is a good list for anybody who's looking at playing, who just wants to get into the game and doesn't want to spend a lot of money. These are the ships you're going to look at. So comparing the cutter to those ships, here's what we've got. We've got the 100i, we've got the Aurora MR, the Avenger Titan, the Pisces, the cutter of course, Mustang Alpha, and the Nomad. And I only picked one of the Mustangs, specifically the Alpha, because first of all it's listed as starter, the other ones are not. And it's light freight, so it can actually do box missions with this. I'm not sure if the others also have the same. I know the Mustang Alpha has a compartment underneath that you can open up that you could put boxes, like for delivery missions and things. So yeah, so I included the Mustang Alpha for specifically the Mustang Alpha for this one. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look, see how the cutter stacks up against the other starter ships. So looking at size, sorting by size, it's a size 2, and there's only 2 size 1s. That's the 100i and the Pisces. So, and that's not a huge, you know, a huge concern for me really. That's a size 2, or at least it's not a size 1, I guess you could say. Crew size is 1, which almost everybody is except for the Pisces, and the only reason the Pisces isn't is because it has 2 little jump seats in the back. So I don't know how that warrants as a crew, because I don't know, that's more like you're giving a lift to somebody, not really a crew if you ask me. Also, one of the nice things about the cutter, and I think every ship here except for the Mustang Alpha and the Pisces, I think those are the only 2 that don't have beds. Everybody else has a bed. So That's a plus for the cutter. That's nice. Dimensions I really don't care about. Mass, let's see what how the mass stacks up. Mass doesn't really matter too much to me, but it does have, it's only, Nomad is huge. That's crazy big, but the cutter's second, so that's pretty good. Comes a second, not bad. Cargo, comes in basically second, along with the Pisces. So yeah, the Avenger Titan can carry twice as much, which is nice, but 4 SCU is not bad. I mean, you're not going to be running real cargo anyway, but it's nice that you have the room. Thunder's 100i only has 2, and the others don't even have any. So there's that. Inventory capacity, I don't understand why this information is not filled in for most of these ships, and I assume this is SCU. And I also don't think it's only 0.65 SCU. That just doesn't sound right. So I'm ignoring this column altogether. Hold points. It does really, really well with hold points. Let's see, where's the Nomad? Okay, so Nomad's up there. It actually has way more hold points than any other ship. I mean, only a little more, or a lot more than the Avenger Titan, but it really just twice as much as every other ship until you get to the Avenger Titan, you know, or geez, 6 times more than the Pisces. I mean, that's a tough little ship, the cutter. So then we get to speed, and it's one of the worst. It's at least it's better than the Aurora MR or the Pisces, but yeah, that's not that good. So it's not particularly fast. Afterburner speed, it's pretty bad, next to last. Only beats out the 100i. So, and then there's the, I'm mostly interested in the pitch and the roll. I really don't care about yaw that much. I don't really do a lot of yaw, especially if I'm doing any kind of space combat. But if we look at, it's the worst. And this is where this ship kind of falls flat on its face, because it's worse across the board. 32 is far worse than even the Pisces, and far, far worse than the Mustang Alpha. I mean, this thing is just going up and down. It's a little tough. And let's look at the roll. Again, dead last by a mile. I mean, that's terrible. So yeah, don't expect to do a whole lot of janky maneuvers with this ship. That's not good. That's not good. All right, so now let's look at hydrogen capacity. This thing is insane. I mean, except for the C8, which kind of comes close. This is the Expedition version, so you kind of expect it to, obviously with the word Expedition, you'd assume that you could go pretty far on a single tank. Well, that's a lot. This guy just is insane. Like I said, I've been flying between Microtech and ArcCorp, and you'll see what it looks like when we get in. It's barely, you know, I think I've been back and forth 3 times now, and it's barely, you know, gone through any of its Quantanium. So yeah, crazy. I'm sorry, that's hydrogen. Hydrogen, crazy. Quantanium, crazy. I mean, look at that. That's what, 8 times more than the Nomad has. So yeah, you're going to be able to fly for a real long time without ever having to refuel this thing. Or you could go crazy long distances without having to stop. I mean, you could definitely go from, I mean, obviously the furthest points, probably, I'm thinking, was it Mike L2, I think is the new one they just put up around Microtech. And then I think Mike L5 is the other opposite end of the Hurston system. You could easily do that multiple times back and forth, I think, with this much Quantanium. I'm going to try that, see how many times I can go. Anyway, and then if we look at the armor physical, I mean, 10% is awesome. 10% here against energy is really good. So yeah, and the only ones that even come close to that, you know, is the Aurora MR and the Titan, and then they lack in the physical damage. So yeah, that guy's pretty tough. He's pretty tough. I think that's really it as far as that. I mean, there's base price, but we don't have a price yet for the cutter. And I'm not even going to try and guess where it'll fall. Let's sort them out anyway, see where we got. So least expensive is the Aura MR, and the most expensive is the Nomad. You know, I don't know where it'll fall. Who knows? I mean, we'll find out probably in a couple months. It'll become available to purchase in game. It just isn't right now. So, all right. So that's it for the stats and components. So we continue with a review of the exterior and interior of the ship. Okay, so here is the cutter. I bought the one with the fancy dancy paint scheme. Anyway, and from what I understand, it actually has the engines from a Vulture, so that's kind of interesting. Also, I saw a comment from somebody saying that it's very reminiscent of a Volkswagen microbus, which I tend to agree with, but I'm okay with that. I think he meant it as a dig, you know, as an insult, but I'm a huge Volkswagen aficionado, so if it looks like a Volkswagen microbus, more power to you. I think that's awesome. I like it. So, and of course it's very, very Drake looking. It's got cables out the wazoo, and you know, just not you know, not a bunch of just flat panels. It has little detail-y things all over the place, and yeah. So other comments I've heard is that the landing gear is kind of low to the ground, which it really is, and that's not much clearance. So you got to really be landing on some pretty flat surfaces to accommodate the ship. Well, you know, we'll find out. We're going to run a box mission here in a few minutes, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, lots of little pipes running everywhere, and it's very Drakey. Very Drakey. There is only one entrance, and that's through this ramp here. And let me tell you, it's quite the ramp. It is, it's pretty significant. Has a little window right there on the side, on either side. But it's kind of neat. You can look out it and look out of it, and I guess see what's going on. One thing I really don't like is the button placement for opening the ramp. It's down here, and I tell you, if you gotta press it and jump out of the way, because that ramp will smack you. So it's, yeah, I don't like that. I think they could have put it even just a little bit more to the side, or even put it on the side. That would have been fine. Of course, I guess you don't want to be staying next to the engine when it's running, but still, that's a pretty beefy looking ramp. We didn't get to see it go down exactly. We'll watch it come up, but it's a nice ramp. So here's the back end of the ship. Kind of tight. I mean, you could fit a PTV in here, I think. And that's probably about it. I can't see you putting much else in here. I don't know. It's probably a little wider than the Avenger Titan, but not much. Yeah. There's our windows. That's pretty neat. I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and close up the ship, or close up the ramp. Looks like there's only one button for the ramp on this side here. And this looks like a new, I noticed this on the Corsair too. It looks like Drake has a new set of button-y features for opening and closing. So that's a pretty serious ramp. That's a pretty serious ramp. It's yeah. So yeah, so here's the back end. You got all your components. They seem to be locked in place. That's not a good example. Here we go. They seem to be locked in place here with these little yellow bars. You can open them up like that. But that's about the extent of what you can do with them. Can't do anything else with them, but it's kind of neat. And there's even a few that are empty, so I don't know what goes in here. Maybe it's for future expansion, I guess. But pretty neat. So yeah, most of your components back here. I guess just on this side, yeah, just on this side. And you know, usual Drake interior, very open, not very cosmetically pleasing, I guess, unless you like to be able to see the guts of your ship. So, and it looks like a little extra. You can't actually do anything with this. Nah, you can't. Looks like a little extra storage, hanging storage there. And again, like I said, you can look out the window, see outside. I guess I don't know how useful that is, but it's kind of a nice touch. So then this is where, obviously, if you do run some cargo, this is where it'll land. This will be put. And from the pictures I've seen, I haven't actually run any cargo with it yet, but they all go on this side over here, and then you have this area here to walk through to move on to the next section of the ship, which is the living area. So you have a nice little bed here, and a little light. I don't know if I can reach it from here. Oh, I can. There we go. Okay, that should have turned on. There we go. So I guess if you want to read in bed, there you go, a little light. And again, a lot of exposed everything. I mean, that's that round thing there. That's your engines right there. So, and you can see it over here on this side as well. I mean, that's just hilarious. Then over here you have a bathroom. Let's go ahead, open the door. And also I noticed this with the Corsair too. There's no mirror. I mean, I think on all my other ships, like the C2 and whatever, they all have mirrors. So I don't know what happened to the mirrors, but... And of course down here you got the toilet. Right. And they have buttons now for stuff, which is kind of nice. Like with the ramp, for instance, on the Avenger Titan, there's no button. You gotta like click on the ramp, and the Pisces used to do that too. Now, with this 0.4 release, you actually have a button on the Pisces to open and close the ramp, which is awesome. And but I've always had, until very recently, I had no idea how to close the ramp on the Avenger Titan from the outside. And somebody told me you actually have to stand on the ramp and close it, and then run off real quick before you know, before something happens to you. But now but anyway, that's a problem with that ship. But on this ship, there's a button for it, so it's kind of nice. Like everything seems to have a button now. There's your toilet. Also, interestingly, I noticed on the Corsair, you can actually sit on the toilet. Here you can't, but I thought that was pretty funny that you can sit on the toilet. I expect eventually we'll be actually having to use the toilet. Not looking forward to that. That's just a little too lifelike. I don't know what that is. Oh well. Let's go ahead and close the door. And so this, yeah, so like I said, this is a habitation module. I'm going to move on to the, oh, and you do have, does this do anything? I think this is more storage. Okay, I guess that's how you access the ship inventory. And over here you have a couple of shelves, and I guess that's like a drink dispenser. Pull. Does this say manual override? I have no idea what this is. No idea, and you can't do anything with it, unfortunately. But I was looking for food. Like, do you have like a little cooking area? I didn't see one. It looks like you basically have to eat MREs, and that's it. So there you go. All right, moving forward. This is the cockpit. Some more components. Looks like, yeah. A little gun rack. I don't know what that is exactly. Right here. I don't know. A couple of handholds. Kind of nice. And then we get into the cockpit seat. Also, notice, look at the cockpit, or the seat rather. That is uncomfortable looking. I mean, for a ship that is considered expedition, that you're going to be sitting in this thing for hours on hours, and that's what they give you. I mean, this looks like almost like a jump seat from like a Vietnam era airplane. You know, I mean, that looks uncomfortable. But that's what Drake gives you. So there you go. Awesome. Okay, so let me just at least power up here a little bit. Okay, now looking around the cockpit at the different buttons, we have, we'll start from the right side. One thing I noticed that didn't travel over from the Corsair, which I thought they were going to start doing with all their ships. On the Corsair, there's like in order to exit out of the seat, there's a little, looks like it's very reminiscent of a ejection handle on the side of the seat there, and they didn't carry that over to the cutter, which I kind of thought they would. I thought it'd be kind of a nice touch, you know, that this was the new Drake design language, but they didn't do that. But you do get a lot of buttons, which is nice. So we can enable proximity flight assist. I have no idea what that is. Disable proximity, no idea. Open exterior, which is nice. That'll open up your, you know, your ramp. Press to unlock, so I guess it's unlocking all the doors. We got here engine on, engine off. There's your exit button out of your seat. Nothing else over here. How about the middle? No, nothing really on the massive keyboard they give you. You think there'd be something on that. What's this guy do? Anything? Nope, nope, nope. Now this is interesting. I saw somebody else's comment on this, and I kind of have to agree with them. Obviously, we can't deploy the. This is for the landing gear. Right now, it's in the deployed position, but the lever is up. Shouldn't that be when it's retracted? It's up, and then when it's deployed, it's down. You would think so, but Drake took it upon themselves to actually make it backwards. So there you go. Yeah. Whatever. Then you also have a very interestingly, you have some armor on these side windows. Which, boy, the more I look at this, like, yeah, this definitely looks like a VW microbus with the little side windows. How did I close those? I think it was this. No. Yeah, there we go. I'm afraid I'm going to actually end up retracting the, or yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so it's supposed to be extra armor, but I don't know how functional it is. But as you can see, and it really doesn't impact your ability to look out the window, because you have to really, I have to hold down the F key and look really far to the left to look out that window. But anyway, kind of neat. So I think that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's take her out, see how she flies, and we're on a box mission.
You are clear to launch.
Alright, let's see what we got available. Yep, I had to do a character reset the other day because I got the Corsair and it wouldn't show up in the ASOP terminal. So I ended up having to do a character reset to get it. So now I got to do all my evaluations over again. Yay! So anyway, this will just be a single box pickup. Looks like we have to go to SMO-10 on Microtech right here. Oh, okay, so never even leaving Microtech. That's fine. Then we come back to the padlock or New Babbage. Cool. We'll do that. That'll be nice and quick. Alright. Here we go. Oh, let's try it with those guys. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty quick. Actually, you know what? Probably because, yeah, let's come way down. Alright. Track landing gear. That's pretty cool. Oh, there I am. like it. Well, it looks like, I swear it looks like there's like a robot attached to the top of the ship. I cannot unsee that once I started thinking that. Oh well. Anyway, here we go. Nice, very nice. Alright, let's get some altitude.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Not particularly fast. Alright, that's really slow. Let's see what thrusters do. Yeah, that's a little better, but you know we'll lose it once we stop the boost. Yeah, drops right back down. So yeah, in atmosphere, oops, in atmosphere, not that great. If you're looking for high speed. Tell you what, you know, I think what we'll do is we'll fly up to the station, up to up to Port Tressler real quick, just to see how it feels in space. Since our pickup basically never even takes us into space. There we go. Alright, so let's try the roll. I mean, you know, obviously the numbers don't lie, their numbers aren't good, but then here's the pitch. Yeah, it's not bad. Alright, let's do a lap around Port Tressler. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you know, let's be real. We're not going to be taking this out on bounty missions. We're just not. You're not going to buy this ship thinking you're going to be doing bounty missions. You can try, but I would not. Whoa. Wait, it stops on a dime. Jeez. Let's try that again. Oh, and don't forget I need to put my helmet back on. I took it off for the video. That's not a bad. That's with no space brake. That's just normal. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's hop up for a minute and put my helmet on before I forget. I really don't want to walk outside on Microtech and have my head freeze off. Let's go to the way back. And look out the window. Okay. That's better. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, let's head on down, make our pickup. And you really do hear a lot of the engine when you're flying this guy. You hear a lot of the thruster, like the little thrusters, not the big thruster in the engine, you know, the primary engine, but the little thrusters, you kind of hear them jostling around a lot. I should have tested that out a little bit while we were up at the station, but I heard that a lot when I was flying back and forth. And especially the Corsair, I heard that a lot too, so I don't know if that's something new that we're going to start seeing more of. Just the detail on the ship is just really, really outstanding compared to obviously a lot of the older ships. So overall, I'm quite pleased with it. I mean, you know, like I said, I don't know. I still think the Avenger Titan is a better ship, better starter ship. But if you're talking about straight functionality, I think it's a better ship. But this is fun. I'm enjoying it. And, you know, if Pyro turns out to be a long haul for getting from place to place and you need something with that can hold a lot of Quantinium, then this really is the ship to take. Alrighty, I think I'm going to try and actually park next to the building just to see how it does on not flat. I mean, obviously on a perfectly smooth flat surface here it'll be fine, but let me see how it does when you're parking in nature. Turn on the vertical. There we go. And interestingly, I don't know if you just noticed this, because I've been watching for this now when I do box delivery missions. The whoa. Okay, we dropped a little bit there. Did you notice that originally the box was located in that building there? That's where I was headed. I noticed once I got close enough, it changed to that building over there. I've kind of noticed that happening a lot with doing box delivery missions now, and I hadn't initially, and I'm like, why is the box way over there all of a sudden, you know? And by the time I realized it, I was already in the building looking for the box. So that's just something to watch out for if you're doing delivery missions, that it does not. Sometimes it changes its mind as you get closer to the buildings. Okay. I'm thinking the vertical is not where you really want to be. You would think this would be what that's the position you'd want the engines in for, you know, when you're floating around like this, but I don't know. It was I was seeing some serious drops in altitude there. The wind's blowing us around a little bit too. Alright. What am I with? Okay. Yeah, it's starting to. I guess that better. At least it's blowing us around the right way. The tail end is coming down. Alright, so we'll try and go right here. Oh, come on, don't do that. Wow. Oh wait, did I not put down the landing gear? I did not. Whoa, no! Don't do that. Okay, there we go. I guess having landing gear down would probably help. Okay. Let's try and swivel around here since we're coming out the back. Okay, now let's try landing. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm pretty sure I'm in the snow. Nah, I'm alright. I think if there were rocks, I think that'd be a problem. But see, I think if any of my other ships made that sound, I'd be concerned. They'd be like, "Uh-oh, something's wrong. I need to get it fixed." But that's Drake. That is definitely Drake. Okay, open up the deck. I do like that ramp. That is a nice heavy-duty ramp, a nice heavy-duty sounding ramp. There's nothing I don't like about that ramp except this button. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Box. Drop. Okay, looks good. Let's go. Also, I noticed, like, it seems like Drake vehicles now must come with a fan. My Corsair has 2 of them. I just noticed there was one right there for me. I guess Drake ships must run hot or something. I don't know. All right. Let's get out of here. Oops. There we go. That's better. Quantum drive. Okay. Let's see, our drop-off is at New Babbage. How convenient. quantum drive. Alright. We are. I think I'll leave the. I won't turn the VTOL on. What was it on? That can't be on now. Now it's on. Because I lost a whole lot of altitude when I turned those things on when we were landing at the pickup location. So let's see how it reacts with them in their normal flight position. I'd say atmosphere is not where this ship really likes to be. It does not handle that well compared to, I know, a lot of the other ships a lot of the other starter ships I've flown. It's not a brick, but it's not great either. Well, I'll tell you what's a brick though. Argo Mole, man. Try and bring that into, like, I was trying to bring it into Area 18 once and I just crashed it. It was so bad. I had no idea how horrible it was going to be in Atmo until I tried landing it. Lights. Ah, that's useless. Lights. Okay, I think I'm actually going over there. Yeah, see, it seems to fly a lot better, which I don't like because it seems more correct to put down your VTOLs. You know, it seems like you should be getting much better. Oh, watch out for that pole. Yeah, but this actually feels not bad at all. Which is just odd. Landing gear down. Nice. Oh, look at the windows too. You can see inside. That's pretty good. Wow. Hats off to SIG for that. That's a lot of detail. Okay. Good landing. I think, yeah, I don't know if I would put the flip on the VTOL with this thing. I don't know, I just don't feel like it reacted as well. I actually had more problems operating it in the atmosphere than I did with them off, so, oh well. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, good, our box is still there. Yeah, see, I just think they put too much orange on it. I think it should have been a little more green. I don't know. I don't know. Seems like the orange should have been more like accents and not like the back half is orange. And that's really what you see the most of. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Okay. And I think I usually try and let people know, especially new players, when we do a delivery mission. Make sure when you are doing delivery in the Covalex box, when this thing opens up, click the word place here. You do have the option to click on the word place on your package. Don't use that one. Click on the place in the Covalex machine. There we go. Cool. So, more importantly, we have now completed our introductory mission for doing deliveries, so we now get these guys opened up to us, especially this one. That's 45,000. Wow. I mean, you do have to do a little bit of a bunker mission to get in. You have to get in and out with 3 packages in a bunker mission. And there could be at least 10 or 15 dudes there waiting for you. But you do have cards to work with. But anyway, I'm just saying that's a good mission if you can get used to doing bunker missions. I like that one a lot. And the way cargo's sounding, I might be doing that. Because, man, I don't want to have my ship blown up because people like to watch my little when I see boxes fall to the ground. That's just depressing. I don't know. Maybe they'll fix mining. I'll be able to go back to mining for a while. Right now I hate mining because of the way to do scanning. It's just stupid. Absolutely stupid. Alright. So that pretty much ends my review of the Drake Cutter. Overall, I mean, I think it's a good ship. I would buy this first, and that's what I did with when I first started playing, I bought the MR because it was cheapest. And this one is in the same price range. I would buy this over the Aurora, definitely. And then I would probably realize I'm outgrowing it, and I want to get something like either a Cutlass Black or even an Avenger Titan is fine. Cutlass Black would be awesome. That is a great ship, but especially if you like Drake and you must stay in the Drake line, I would upgrade to Cutlass Black, but I didn't. I upgraded to a Avenger Titan, and that is an awesome ship. That really is a good starter ship also. But that's also, I think, $25 more than this one. So if you're not sure, go ahead, get this guy. I don't think you'll be disappointed in it. Just don't use the VTOL, apparently. It has all the amenities you need to start playing the game, and it does function for most of the game loops, just not, like I said, I don't know if I would want to do bounties with it, but delivery missions is fine, run a little cargo maybe is fine, run some bunker missions with it, it's fine, it's great, but and aesthetically I think I like it. It definitely screams Drake. And it's being one of the newer ships. I like the details, the attention to detail that SIG has really put into this. So kudos to them. I think the Cutter's a good ship. I would definitely get it if I was just starting the game. And for the distances you can go in this guy, like I said, you can go easily from Mike L2 to, okay, it's Mike L3. That's what I was thinking at the beginning of the Mike L3. Easily. And back again, and still, I think, have plenty of quantanium. You can probably make that trip, I bet you, at least 3 or 4 times before you have to worry about really resupplying your quantanium. So, anyway. Oop, that's not good. Although, ooh, look at that. Yeah, well, that's pretty nice. And it does have a nice, it has a nice view. Most of the time you won't actually be able to look out that far, but Anyway, yeah, so that's my review of the Cutter. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Scrapjet out.